It is August 9th, 2019. We're here at 3240 Mercer Lane in San Diego, California, 92122. We're going to inspect the sewer and drain lines for the house. We're here in the front yard where somebody has replaced parts of the system at least, and we have clean outs. So we have two 3-inch clean outs that are double sweeps, crisscross each other, and then we have 4-inch above the property line, which is literally, of course, right next to that 3-inch that they put in. So what we'll go ahead and do is we'll just show this first clean out, which actually sweeps right towards the 4-inch, just to show and see there's no little hiccup there. So you can see this is the 4-inch pipe right here. So we'll simply pull this back out immediately. Wipe off the camera lens here. So again, that just runs right towards here, headed towards the city. So we'll now go down this vertical 4-inch pipe. All this vertical was replaced, as you can see, with newer plastic. So they did dig down, change this out. We still have plastic right here, headed towards the city sidewalk. Okay, here we have a very large root intrusion, actually blocking almost 50% of the pipe, and it's actually on the bottom of the pipe and side walls, which is a little unusual actually. Usually the roots actually do preferably grow on the top and side walls, so this is going to act like a really big dam and block things up relatively quickly. But we do have these clean outs, so essentially what needs to be done is this line needs to be rooted out. We can do snaking method, hydrojetting. We also have what's called a flex shaft system with chain knockers to rip those roots out from edge to edge. So those would need to be cleaned out, and then the line would be maintained with a foaming root killing chemical that would be done right after the cleaning and done every 9 to 10 months after that, and that will keep these from growing back in. So we're going to go ahead and kind of jump over and push through these roots here. And as expected, we went through a glob of junk that's caked up on those roots. So we're going to have to pause the video and run some water down the system to rinse off our lens. Okay, so we're going to turn the video back on here. We'll have some water cascading by for a minute or two here. We flushed both toilets and ran some lavatory sinks for a couple minutes while we were doing that. So you can see we got past those roots. There's already the next junction there, and that does not have roots. Clay pipe is very susceptible to root intrusions because of how it's connected with just a greased up rubber boot connection. Pipe comes in short 4-foot lengths or shorter, so we'll see a lot of couplings. Okay, looks like we've got already a replacement right here, so somebody did go ahead and replace part of this line right there. This is out in the street, appears to be, but somebody did dig this up at some point in time. Might have been the city or somebody, but looks like black plastic ABS, so unusual, but replaced a little section of that clay. Back into the clay again. So we only have that one root intrusion so far, and we're getting pretty far out, so we're probably going to be coming to the city junction here pretty quick, and there we go. There's our city junction, so this is the end of the lateral line for this house. So we only have one in root intrusion, so we're going to pull back quickly here, and there's that other repair section, and here we go. We're passing through the roots right here, coming back.
Did you say roots?
So we're going to go ahead and pull back, and then we'll go ahead and look at the line to the house. Okay, so we're now going to go from the 3-inch clean out that sweeps and goes back towards the house. We'll see how much of the pipe was changed out. So here we're passing by the clean out. Here we have a little turn on the line, a 16th degree bend. This is all new plastic pipe here. They did replace quite a bit of this across the front yard here. Still all new plastic ABS, so it looks like they dug up most of this in the front yard, headed back towards the foundation at the bare minimum. Still all new 3-inch ABS plastic. There's a coupling there.
Jason, it's beautiful.
And here we go. So this is our cast iron. So this is getting close to the foundation wall of the house. So they did replace everything across the driveway and the front yard. So now we're back into the original cast iron. Okay, here's a T-junction right here. This is an original clean out, so this is right by the foundation wall itself here. This is an old two-way clean out, it appears. Or this could be one of the dumps to the toilets where it's dumping in the line. But the cast iron looks really good here. No deposits or scale or buildup in the walls here. Here we have a T-junction right here that's probably picking up our kitchen and laundry. Here we have our split here for going across to pick up the two bathrooms. And here we're going back up actually, and there you can see that's our toilet. And on the left side, a little bit of light coming through the smaller side. That's actually the roof vent. So we're looking upwards right now. So this is essentially the beginning of the sewer. So the sewer pipe is all in good condition. So we're going to go ahead and leave this camera right here, and we're going to go ahead and inspect the kitchen drain and laundry line. Okay, so we moved over to the side of the house, and right below the kitchen window we have a 2-inch ABS clean out. So they have replaced some of the piping inside the wall. We'll see if it immediately, of course, goes into cast iron once it gets to the ground level because they're on the slab. Now we're going to use a very small 5/8" camera here, so this is not self-leveling like the 1-inch camera we were using for the main sewer, because if we do encounter cast iron, it might be a very small opening or have a lot of debris. So as you can see here, we immediately go to cast iron, which we expected because this is on slab. So it is nice and open right here. So we'll be going down the vertical. We've already made now the transition to the horizontal. So we're now running across this 2-inch pipe. A little bit of food or debris right in there, it looks like. Some little small fine pieces. I guess this could be food. This maybe some very small fine roots. We've seen it before on houses where it can get under the slab quite easily. Saw that debris kind of early on right there. It looks like those are very small fine roots. It just seems highly unlikely that could be any type of stringy vegetable that was recently put down the drain. There's just too many of them. Yeah, it looks like a little wall. Yeah, little roots growing across there. So it is some fine roots growing across. So this kitchen drain line does have a bunch of cracks in it, and it's allowed these roots to kind of get into the system here. So you can see all this little long stringy roots right there. Yeah, you can see them growing all along the pipe right here. So we're just taking a couple snapshot photos as we go across here. Yeah, so it has been compromised, unfortunately. Yeah, that is a web of roots. So this 2-inch line, unfortunately, has begun to crack and break, and that's allowed roots to get into this part of the system here. Not uncommon, unfortunately, even though you're on the slab and a little bit away from the front yard where typically most trees and vegetation are. So a little bit more fine roots right there you can see as well. So, and typically once part of the line has roots, you're not going to try to repair just part of it. You know that most of the 2-inch is all going to be bad. So it definitely is all been compromised. This would need to be saw cut and opened up. Now here we've got some heavy debris just in the line, some food or other particulate. This also could just be some lint and other debris from where the laundry dumps in. So what we're going to do is just see if this is the T-junction for the laundry, and we need to get some water running to possibly push through this little bit of debris. So we're going to pause and go turn on the laundry sink. Okay, so we have the water running, so we're going to see here if we're already up to this position where the laundry dumps into the line, or if we haven't gotten there yet. So we don't see any water yet. It's either going to be in the next few seconds that it catches up, or it is still ahead of where we're at on the system. So still don't see any. So it looks like this is just some buildup of food and debris that's caked up on the wall of the pipe right there. Oh, that is the T-junction. So there we go. So As soon as we pulled back, of course, started to come into the system. And so that was the T-junctions. That's where that little debris was hanging off the line. So now you can see all that water cascading through the system there. So what we're going to do is just keep pushing down the line here to get to the main, and then we'll shut the water off just because it will keep our lens clear, and then we'll look at the rest of that, because again, we already know that the line has roots in it. We'll look at the rest once we push all the way out. We're going to go all the way to the main sewer, which will probably be close to where the tub junction is. It's going to be hard to see here. Okay, there's our other camera, so there we go. We are dumping in the back side of that line. So there's the other camera we left in the line to get a perspective of when we empty into. So that's the spot where we're coming into the system. So we're going to go ahead and pause the video and shut the water off and look at the line back to see how much could be salvaged across the flooring. Okay, so we've got the water stopped running down through the system here. So again, here's our main sewer dumping right there. That is the other camera we left in the line to show the intersection. So it actually dumps into the line all the way inside the house. The other T-junction we saw farther back was not what we thought that might be for the spot. So we'll locate that position right there because that's right where that other camera is as well. So now what we're going to do is continue to pull back on this part of the cast iron, see if this is viable and in good enough condition to not have to rip open. So that's just some hair and debris. So you can see that is a T-junction coming vertically down. That's the other sink or tub or shower lines. The tub and shower two fixtures are back to back with each other. That could be where that dumps in, or it could be the lavatory sink where it's dumping into the line. And there's another T-junction right there. So I'm just going to pull back. So right now, as you can see, this cast iron does look nice and clean. We're not seeing any roots, or not noticing any cracks or breaks in the line. So this looks still in really good shape right here. Could just be the pipe that was put in for the kitchen, and hopefully maybe even just up to the laundry junction only. This looks in really good condition right here. Nice and open, no roots, no flaking, no cracks that we can see like we could see with the other part of the system farther back. Okay, so that's the laundry dump in right there. There's the T-junction. So looks like everything else is pretty clean. We're going to go ahead and just push this in our camera back over to here again and make sure that is the laundry junction right here. So we're going to go ahead and we'll leave the video running here. I'm just going to go turn the water on quickly. Okay, so the water just got turned on. There you go, there's the water coming in. So that is the laundry junction right there for the system. So we'll back up here. Okay, so there you can see a little bit of debris. Didn't look like roots yet. Okay, there we go. There's a little bit right there. We can actually see a little hairline crack and some roots on the left bottom of the screen. So this kitchen line definitely is not going to really be salvaged. You're going to have to go all the way pretty much to the laundry junction. And so what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and pause the video so we can go ahead and locate this pipe's position across the floor inside the house to get the depth and markings of that. So we'll go ahead and pause the video here. Okay, so we put our camera, a little bit bigger one, back inside the line here. And so right here, we are right before the laundry junction. And this is, as you're about to enter the dining room, that's where this position is at. And the pipe is about 16 inches deep. So again, there's the laundry junction. And so the lines we back up here, if you were to dig it up inside the house, you'd have to go ahead and go from the kitchen sink at an angle leading towards the carpeted living room area, actually. And so the alternative method would be to reroute the kitchen line only outside along the side of the house underground, of course, by removing all this concrete and digging across the front yard and having it dump into there. So if somebody doesn't want to demo the inside of the house, you could do that method. So there you can see our roots that are starting to get in the line, these little black roots right there. So we've already shown this, but we have a different camera here, so we thought as we back up, just show it again. So you can see all these little fine roots just growing all along because the piping is cracking and breaking. You can see they're getting heavier there, just lining the walls of the pipe here. Some more there. Little fine roots growing all along. You can see all the big web. There's a little bit bigger roots right there. There's a bunch growing all along the wall. So you can see, there we go, big long roots, a bunch of roots there, a bunch of roots everywhere. So essentially the 2-inch cast iron is cracked and broken and has little fissures all along its pathway, and it's allowing these fine roots to grow and invade in the system. You can see them everywhere here. There's some bigger ones there, bigger ones there, all along inside the walls of the pipe. So here we're making that turn and coming up. So literally as soon as you go down and make that turn, the roots are all there. So none of that pipe can really be salvaged. So now we're coming vertically back up, you can see, and now coming back out this clean out. So if you were to dig it up, you would have to replace all the cast iron. It immediately starts right here in the stucco wall, then is passing through the foundation and then going under the kitchen cabinet. So that's kind of hard to get at and would require a lot of demo inside the house if you're trying to salvage the cabinets to trench underneath and replace that line. Otherwise, just reroute it outside here, again along the side of the house to the front yard, and have it dump in there. And the pipe that would be abandoned right here when the stucco is opened for the pipe to come out of the wall, the old cast iron, we could do a foaming chemical treatment just on the roots, just as a temporary measure for that, even though that line is going to be abandoned, and then that line would be capped and sealed off there so that it's not viable anymore. So we're going to go ahead and move back over just to the front yard with another camera just so we can mark and locate the root intrusion on the clay pipe. Okay, so we're just going back down into the main sewer. Just to go back to the first root intrusion that's in the sewer out front. We're going to go ahead and locate and mark this in case instead of cleaning and maintaining the line, they actually want to dig it up. We're going to position our camera right here on the ball of roots, and we're going to pause the video to locate. Okay, so we've located these roots intruding here, and this is 46 inches deep approximately, so it's almost 4 feet deep. It's about a foot in front of the city sidewalk. We have a flag marking that, so we're going to pull the camera out and we'll show this. So again, that is the plastic ABS to clay connection. Wipe off our camera lens here. Okay, so as you're looking across the front right here, here's our little flag, and that says roots at 46 inches deep. So right there in front of the sidewalk, as you can see, pan back, there's that little flag. That's where that's at. So we're going to go ahead and pause the video, and we're going to go ahead and inspect the laundry line from the roof vent. Okay, we're now here on the rooftop of the house, right above the garage, and we're going to go ahead and inspect the laundry. There's some cobwebs in the vent. We'll see if we have to pull back out and kind of clear those off. Okay, so here's the original cast iron. So they actually replaced from the wall when it was opened up at some time up to the rooftop here with plastic. Then you can see here is the T-junction. Right here is where the laundry tub utility sink, which the washer dumps into, drains into the line. So this is just above ground, and now we're making the turn. We're under the slab. Now we're running across the wall behind this portion of the garage, which is the dining room area. So this line then runs across the dining room and will tee into the pipe and become one with the kitchen drain line, which we've already inspected. So we're just checking to make sure that this is intact and doesn't have any root intrusions in it like the kitchen one did. That's just some debris in the line. So the line looks okay so far. And here's our T-junction. So there's our T-drop that we've already inspected. That's where the kitchen dumps into. They become one pipe right here. So we'll back up on this line one more time just to make sure there's nothing we missed. Just normal cast iron buildup on the walls. And that could be a little bit of debris there. Sorry, our camera's acting up there for a second. A little bit of debris right there in the line. Does not appear to be roots. But let me keep coming backwards here so we can make sure. And here's our turn already, so that's the beginning of the line. It's a short run. We're going to pause the video for 1 second, just wipe off our camera lens. Okay, so we've pulled back, now we're going back in. That's just some lint and debris right there on the vertical. We're now making that 90-degree turn. We're now underground, under the slab of the dining room. This is what we just looked at. We just want to make sure those aren't some small, fine roots trying to get into the system there. Little piece right there in the upper left. Can't really tell. That could be a small, fine root around that buildup and scale. Not seeing the direct evidence like we could obviously see with the kitchen line though. Nothing really evident or obvious that it's cracking and failing and letting roots in the line. Here's where again it dumps into the kitchen here, so a little bit of flaking there, but still looks viable. I don't think sorry, our camera's acting up a little bit here as we come back. That was the spot right there. We weren't really sure about if that was some little lint or a little bit of flaking in a part of the line right there. So you can see there are some flaking going on. You can see some little scale on the left side of the video screen there where it kind of looks like it's literally floating off the pipe. That's the wall of the pipe just getting corroded. And the top right there, one little small fine piece that could be some small roots maybe trying to get in, but I can't 100% say that for sure. But the line overall doesn't look anything like the kitchen, of course, so it this point in time, apologize again, our video camera here is acting up. A little bit of an issue here with this camera. Apologize. We're going to go ahead and pause and put a different camera down there. Okay, so we've got a little bit larger camera, same size as what we had used on the sewer, essentially a 1-inch, a little bit different push rod. We're going to see if we just get a more clear image since our other camera was kind of breaking up a little bit. Again, here's where the vertical is changing to the horizontal. So it looks like just some of the pipe is just corroded slightly, and looks like that's a little bit of soap and debris. Now right there, that looks like a little tiny root on the bottom or the right side of the screen there. Back up just a little bit. It looks like it might just be corrosion of the cast iron and just the soaps and suds that are just covered up the metal pipe there. Small possibility that's one little tiny root there, but it could even just be some other foreign debris that just come off some of the clothes or whatnot. Keep pushing forward to see if there's any other guaranteed evidence, but as of right now, I don't see anything that's telling me 100% that the laundry line needs to be replaced or repaired at this time. So look, those are just mounds of buildup, but not actually calling for replacement of the pipe. And there's where it dumps into the kitchen there. So come backwards one more time here. Just want to be really sure about this line. That's why we're taking our time with this, because the kitchen obviously was bad and this isn't very many feet away. So we want to make sure that this probable same make of pipe that was installed at the same time has not got any issues currently, or is going to need any shortly. So yeah, I just can't say that at this time. That's that one little spot right there, that only minor little piece there, which I can't even guarantee is a root intrusion. So let's continue to pull back here, and we're not coming back up the vertical now. Here's the transition back to plastic and coming up the roof vent. So yeah, at this time we do not recommend replacing or doing anything with the laundry line. I believe it's in good condition right now and does not need to be dug up, repaired, replaced, or rerouted. So come back up here, show this is again on the rooftop of the building here. So that concludes the recording for this property.